Welcome to the Jubilee year. This is the first video in our new series on the Book of Jubilee. The Book of Jubilees is one of the most fascinating books in the entire Bible. It was written in the year 144 BC by an author named Moses, and it tells the story of the origin of sin and evil in the world, as well as the origin of good and righteousness. It also tells us about the Messiah and his mission to redeem humanity from sin and evil. But many people don't know about this book because it's not in the Bible. The Book of Jubilees was actually written during the time of the Maccabees, when the people of Israel were struggling against the oppressive regime of the Seleucids had banned the practice of circumcision and other Jewish customs, and they had also erected an altar to Zeus in the temple in Jerusalem. The Jews were crying out for a Messiah to come and deliver them from their oppressors, and so Moses wrote this book to encourage his people to keep the law of Moses and to remind them that God had not rejected them, even though they were going through a difficult time. In this book, Moses retells the stories from Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Deuteronomy, and he adds his own commentary to them. He explains how the world was created and how Adam and Eve sinned and brought sin and death into the world. He also tells the story of Cain and Abel and the flood, and he gives us some very interesting details that are not found in the book of Genesis. For example, he tells us that Seth had 2 wives, one of whom was the daughter of Adam and Eve, and another whose name was Ezra. And he tells us that Abraham was almost 400 years old when he had Isaac. But the main purpose of this book is to tell the story of the Messiah. Moses tells us that the Messiah will be a descendant of David, and he will be a righteous king who will bring peace and justice to the world. He will reign for 7 years, and then he will be killed, but he will be raised from the dead on the 3rd day. And after he is risen from the dead, he will ascend into heaven and sit at the right hand of the Most High. Now, there are some people who say that this book is not a reliable source, but I disagree. This book is a first-hand account of the creation of the world and the fall of man, and it tells us about the Messiah and his mission to save us from our sins. I believe that this book is 100% true. So if you want to learn more about the Book of Jubilees, make sure to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more videos. God bless you.